make it to the first payout. And you will see this number is dramatically low. It's 1 to 3%. But yeah, that's pretty much how I passed my challenge very, very quick in just 5 days. Mamba FX made like 600K, he made like 30K. Of course, this is BS. Pretty obvious that it is a scam. And I don't know if I want to be an actual part of such an industry. Hey guys, this is René, welcome back for another video on this channel. Today I want to talk about the FTMO challenge that I just passed, 100K FTMO challenge. I passed it live on YouTube, the challenge and the verification phase. And yeah, today we'll have a look at the results, like how did it happen. Of course, the strategies that I use are already public, so everyone was able to see the last few days and weeks already. But I also wanted to talk about like the reactions to my live project a little bit and how I see this whole prop trading and trading thing, game, sector, however you want to call it in general. Because yeah, lately I was not having too much fun, to be honest. So let's have a look first at my latest FTMO project. Like I'm talking about this live stream that I had, that I ran for the last, like, I think 1 month, and it was not always great. Like I wanted to have this project where I show very transparent how FTMO or in general prop firm trading looks like. And to make it a little bit more exciting, I used more risk than I typically would recommend. And this is because I have a bunch of other challenges and document this on the channel a lot. Like you can see here, like 3 other of these challenges are currently in the verification phase. And if I have a look at like some of these challenges that I also trade with a normal risk, I would say, you can see this is really taking a very, very long time. Like these accounts are running for half a year and there's a lot of up and down, and like all of these other accounts, I would say this is like actual, like proper trading. What I did with this live trading project, it was not really like proper trading. It was more like gambling. And I also made a video in the beginning where I talked about this and said I just don't want to wait a year. I want to like increase the risk dramatically to get a very quick result. And therefore I failed 2 challenges. Then I started the 3rd challenge in this specific series of FTMO accounts. And the 3rd challenge then was like this one, where I passed the challenge pretty much on 1 day. So you can see like this was the first day, I think, and then on the 2nd day I made all of the profit, like almost the whole 10%, I think, on 1 day. And this was of course due to a news event. As I said, too much risk, pretty much luck. If we sum it up, it's luck. Like if you risk too much, trading basically comes down to luck. And then I just had 2 more trading days where I just opened 1 trade, because you kind of have to wait for 4 minimum trading days with FTMO. But yeah, that's pretty much how I passed my challenge. And then now this is how I passed the verification. Also very, very quick in just 5 days. And this is now really like the typical experience that you see when people talk on YouTube about prop trading. They usually say like, I passed the challenge in 1 day, I passed the challenge in 2 days. And I'm pretty sure that most of these people on YouTube, they also failed a bunch of challenges, but they did not show it live like I try to do here. And I realized, or I found out what the reason for this is. Because when I failed the 2 challenges, which was like not a surprise to me that I failed it, because as I said, risk was just too high. It was a gamble. I just didn't want to wait 1 year. So I was totally fine, like paying the $500 to have the chance to pass the challenge. And then if I failed it, I just started a new one. But the people watching the stream, they had a very different reaction. Like I feel like often my viewers here, they are pretty much more emotional than I am. Like the reactions are really, there's only like 2 sides. It's either very euphoric or very depressed, like the reactions that I get. Like people say, if there's a good trading day, they say, this is such a great thing, like automated trading, where can I get this EA? And if I have a bad trading day or a failure challenge, everyone's coming out of their holes and they say like, oh my God, you use too much risk and this EA is BS, etc., etc. And this really is a good representation of the state of mind of most or the average trader that watches YouTube videos, because they are just so delusional. And I mean, this is not to attack them, because I know where this is coming from. It is of course coming from all of the videos where they say, like, for example, I get these videos recommended and sometimes I watch it for entertainment purposes, but you probably know this guy, which is MambaFX. He like lately he just uploaded a video every single day where he says he made like 600k, he made like 30k, I don't know the exact numbers, but he's literally just showing trades, not even live, but recorded, and every single day he's saying that he made money. And I mean, to a person who knows a little bit about trading, of course this is BS and it's a big scam. But most, like, if you read the comments below the videos, a lot of them are very positive and they want to learn from him, even if it's pretty obvious that it is a scam pretty much. So this is a good representation, as I said, of the average person who wants to, or who consumes trading content on YouTube. And for me, this is not always easy to deal with, because I see like the success of trading gurus who just talk BS, and then I try to show something else, and people are not understanding what I do, and I feel like they don't really want to understand what I do. So this is sometimes when I question like if this actually makes sense. But yeah, I feel like I'm drifting off a little bit of the overall topic here, but yeah, like this is going through my mind a lot, and it honestly, it's really sometimes also demotivating for me, because and whenever I make a video, I want to be true to myself, and I don't want to hop on the same train that like all of these gurus are at, and be like super aggressive with what I say. And I don't want to build like these dreams or feed these dreams even more, that you can become really rich overnight. But on the other hand, if I want to like grow my company or what I do here, if I want to be recognized even more, it would be the best thing I could do, to just hop on the same train and put more oil into this fire, like telling that you can become rich really quick. And I could also like stop showing my losses and only show the good sides of trading, but that's not really who I am. But yeah, I'm talking too much about this. So let's have a look at the actual like trading results. So you can see here, and let's talk about like how I will go on with this challenge. So as you can see here, like currently, like this is the live challenge that I just passed, and I still wait for the FTMO count for this. But I should get it soon. And then, of course, I will not be able to live stream this FTMO account then, because FTMO says if people copy your trading, you will lose your account, and that's not really what I want. So this live project, I think for now it kind of ends here. And I will now just trade this FTMO account for myself. I will, of course, not use the same strategies. I will modify them or use other strategies, but this is something I cannot really talk about in public because of the FTMO rules. Maybe you will see an update in the future if I made a payout or whatsoever. And also payouts is also a interesting topic, which I can talk about in a second. But yeah, so the next step for me in this, if I get this 100k FTMO like actual account now, I will trade it not with the risk that I traded in the live stream. I will go down a lot with the risk. Like I will maybe trade like for the first few days, I will trade like 10% of the risk maybe, just so I can get the refund for the fee that I paid to actually get the challenge. And this is something that I would recommend to everyone. It is the best thing you can do. Like if you make it to the funded stage, just trade with very low risk, just get to the minimum threshold or get barely to the profit, so you can withdraw a really small profit and then also get your fee back that you paid for the challenge, because it makes no sense at this point to risk the refund for the challenge by using just too much risk. And also, like, you should not get too hyped if you pass a challenge, because like the facts speak that even though people pass challenges, only a fraction of these people or persons actually get to the first payout. So what you can do is, and what you should do is very interesting, you can go to ChatGPT and maybe ask ChatGPT how many people actually make it to the first payout, and you will see this number is dramatically low. It's way below 10%. I think it's even below 5%, or even below, I think it's around 1 to 3% or something like this, of the people who start a challenge that actually make it to the first payout. So do not take this for granted, and do not, like, I can only repeat myself here, but do not believe like what people always try to say, like it's so easy and they can make, or they can pass challenges like it's nothing, and it's just not the truth. Like most trading gurus or people that talk on YouTube, they just buy a lot of challenges. And that's also like what I did here is like I'm honest, so I don't have a problem like sharing this, but you can see here, like until now I'm very negative with FTMO overall. Like I did this a couple of days ago. I summed up all of the fees that I paid for FTMO, and you can see like most of these challenges I actually failed them big time, especially like in the beginning. You can see like when I started working with FTMO, like my first few challenges, I pretty much failed all of them or most of them. And this is of course because there was this problem like with the 30-day period where you had to pass. This is no longer the case. So my last challenges afterwards, they are a lot better. Now I pass more than I think 50% in the first phase and have a bunch of these verification accounts. But overall, if I sum up all of the fees that I paid, I think I paid like 7 or 8K to FTMO at this point, and I got back like 1K maybe. So I'm very negative with FTMO, and I mean I have a good chance to be positive in the future because I have a lot of these verification accounts here, and maybe I will pass 1 or 2 of these 100K verification accounts and then get to the payout stage. But at this point I'm very negative, and still, since I passed a few of these challenges and since I got some payouts, where can I show you the payouts here, I could display myself on YouTube as a successful trader, a successful FTMO trader. And also there's one funny thing, like every month, like if you make it to the funded stage and you are in profit after 1 month, every month you get this like reward certificate. And what I did for the last month in one of my accounts is I did not request the payout, but instead I requested the rollover. And that's so stupid, because if you request the rollover, you get the money like back into your account and you can go on trading. And then at the end of the month, you will get another reward certificate, which pretty much includes the rollover that you had, but displays it as a reward. I mean, it's not wrong per se, but what I could do is I could like have a 100K account and then trade it up until like 10% profit. And then from this point on, I only request rollovers and I only trade with very small risk. And what this means is it would mean that every month I would get this like reward certificate from FTMO, and I could show it on social media every single month saying I made 10K every single month, while I just requested the rollovers and did not get any money from FTMO. So you can see, like, this is just one example, but like what you see online is not the reality. And many people in the trading industry are not good for you. And there are so many ways to deceive you or like change the information just slightly. And you don't even have to lie like directly, but there are so many ways to fool you, and that's really messing with my head. And I don't know if I want to be an actual part of such an industry. But yeah, that's the FTMO challenge. This was like the live challenge that just passed, and this is like how I will move on now. I will trade this in the background, maybe let you know if I make it to the payout stage, maybe let you know if I fail it, but I cannot show it more live on the YouTube, because that's what FTMO says is not allowed. So I will of course try to be correct and follow the rules here. And yeah, and also I'm very lucky that I can now use the server here and run another project on the server, because what I was working on lately a lot actually is I had a very close look at the Interactive Brokers API, because I mean, most of you guys will know this. Interactive Brokers is like the biggest broker in the world pretty much, or one of the biggest for sure. And you can also trade like stocks, futures, options, all of these instruments, or instruments pretty much, that are regulated on a exchange. And this is an idea that I really like a lot, because even though there's probably more money in the Forex and CFD sector, it gives me a good feeling to also be able to automate and trade with regulated instruments. And yeah, this is what I was working a lot with the trader workstation of Interactive Brokers, the API, learned a lot like about Python and stuff, because that's what I use for it. And now on this server here where I ran the live challenge and now do not have to run it anymore, I will set up my trader workstation and yeah, do a little bit of testing with this. So yeah, that's a little update. So yeah, to sum this very chaotic video up, I passed this live challenge. I'm glad that I did. It taught me a lot about how people view trading on YouTube, even if I knew most of this before, of course. But yeah, so if I could request one thing from you here at the end of this video, it would be that you should really try to not let yourself be consumed by greed, and instead try to make rational decisions for yourself long term, because people in general, and this also, of course, I can include myself, and most people have this thinking, but we usually, and you have this often, but we usually underestimate or overestimate what we can achieve in a short period of time and underestimate what we can achieve in a longer period of time. So yeah, just make sure to be rational and don't be fooled by the internet. That's it. Bye bye.